Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is a very simple video for the Scroll Cup. So recently I've been doing some competition practice for my regional championship in Brisbane for the 2025 competition circuit. So I've been using Pokemon that are very weak in this Scroll Cup meta, which is Primeape, Lapras, um, think Mandibuzz, these three combined is quite weak. So quite rightly so, I will be dropping points because of those three combo. But so today I'm just gonna bring you guys a more meta team. How I always climb in the different cups is with the skill of team building and how to correctly strategize with certain teams. So today's team is actually with Shadow Annihilape in the lead, one of my favorite Pokemon to lead with, Toxapex and Mandibuzz at the back. So these two are actually very weak to Morpeko if it's not in the lead. So if there's a Morpeko not in the lead, I gotta draw it out. Okay. So here what I'm gonna do is gonna Tool Shield Annihilate. Go straight for the Tool Shield scenario. If in the Tool Shield scenario Annihilate is able to win Zumario, but so far what I gotta do is why I want to win the 2-0 scenario is because Annihilate is the main energy source and damage for my team. So I'm gonna try and put in as much damage as possible into whatever's at the front first, win switch, and then go into the back line to decide who is supposed to face what. The safe swap here is Toxapex. Now, if you see a lead that is not very good for Annihilate, let's say Saber-Eye, or let's say Brione, yeah, the safe swap will be Toxapex. And usually, yeah, so now we see the Morpeko at the back line. So we have tons of energy and we are double boosted on Rage Fist. That's why Morpeko cannot survive in this and then I'm just going to come in with Toxapex to try and farm down. He's low on energy as well, and last is the Greninja. So yeah, this game is pretty much over, so I'm just going to talk more about the team synergy here. So Morpeko is something that you're going to draw out from the start. If you face a bad lead, if you face a very good lead, you can stay with Annihilate, but you cannot let Annihilate's health get below, let's say, half health, because then any charmer at the back will just sweep it down. So our aim is basically to draw out Morpeko so that Mandibuzz and Annihilape can do their thing. The core here actually is Mandibuzz and Annihilape. However, both are weak to Charm. That's why there's a Toxapex here. So it's actually ABA double and ABB double. So ABB weak to Morpeko, but ABA weak to Charm. So this whole team is actually based on energy gaining and putting Toxapex in the correct switch alignment. Yeah. So in the case where Annihilate loses the lead, Toxapex then becomes the bait for Morpeko to come in and then you use Annihilate to sweep and try to gain some energy by the hard hitting counters onto Morpeko. Okay. So yeah, that's the first match. Greninja is basically not very meta in this cup, so that's not very important. Okay, so we are at 1880 elo. Here you can see it's a 5-0 streak anyway. So yeah, let's see. Okay, and I'm into Toxapex. Here is where I want to try and draw out something. So I'm instantly switching, and then I draw. Okay, he also instantly swapped into Primeape. So this is a very good matchup. I'm just gonna no shield everything, and then try to farm up a little bit to maybe until he's about yellow, and then I'm gonna fire off the Brine. I'm not instantly firing because I know I can take the second Rage Fist as well. But this one will hurt a little bit, so it'll put me maybe to the high yellows. Okay, it's a close combat, so same thing, high yellows. So this will drop his defense, and then I'm able to hit with the double Brine. So I'm going for the first Brine first to see what he does. Most likely he will let it go because he wants some energy on the other Toxapex as well. Yeah, so he's coming in with Toxapex. So I know Toxapex here is a bit useless already because there's no like direct counter to Toxapex. So I'm just going to fire the harder hitting move, Slash Wave. Because Brian is resisted, Slash Wave is resisted, so might as well do the move that hits slightly harder. And then just try and farm up to the next available move. He's probably going to farm me down, but then I'm going to try and catch. So with the catch, I'm drawing out the next guy. So now we know there's a Toxapex and there's an Obstagoon. This is a great position for Mandibuzz to be in, but it's not the best counter. The best counter is actually Annihilape. So I'm saving my 2 shields for Annihilape basically. Yeah. So nothing that he can do actually affects Mandibuzz, whether it's cross chop, whether it's night slash, whether it's obstruct. Yeah, nothing really helps this Obstagoon. So this match again is quite easy with Con. I just need Annihilape to come in and fast move down. The 2 shields are there basically to help Annihilape to fast move down. So that when Annihilape goes up against the Toxapex with about half HP, it can still sweep with the counters being boosted. Yeah, so now Toxapex is at full health. I gotta shield this up. Sorry, half health. I gotta shield this up. Brian, okay, but it does not hurt, but I need to shield up because I want to get to multiple rage fists. So I'm gonna shield up at the start. I don't want my health to go down too low, although the poison jabs are resisted. So I'm going for the CMP tie. Okay, first rage fist coming, he shields it. I guess he also knows that the rage fist should be shielded, right? Okay, this was a CMP tie as well. Just now he didn't fire, so yeah. And now you see the Brian coming. Oh wait, no, it wasn't CMP tie. Okay, going for a combo play. Okay, so we have Toxapex both on low health. This will not knock out, this will just bring it even lower. I'm trying to see if I can catch on the move, but either way it doesn't affect anything. Yeah, so I can just farm down and come in with Aerial Ace. Yeah, so pretty simple this team in the low ranks. I think what what counters this team is if you have 3 direct counters. So it's like if you have a Charmer on one side and then you have a Gastrodon and then another Charmer. I think that's the only counter to this team. But it's quite unlikely for people to run double Charmers because then you'll be double weak to fighting or like Mandibuzz as well. So yeah, and actually Mandibuzz can handle the Charmers if you think about it. Mandibuzz does neutral into the Brione and it has a lot of HP as well. It does super effective on Galate and Meowscarada, and it does neutral onto Lipart. I don't see a lot of Liparts recently, so um, yeah. So here my volume was a bit affected. So yeah, I'm just going to reset the volume. Okay, so we are in the third match. I think this is the match where we saw Gaston. So yeah, luckily I had Shadow Annihilate. Shadow Annihilate actually in this scroll card is very good, but in the current meta is very bad because there's a lot of hex users. So with hex users, you cannot really move around. Okay, so the first one is Aqua Tail. I'm gonna shield. I was planning on not shielding, but then I wanted to shield up and then try and pivot out in Toxapex. And now there's no direct response to Toxapex. So I'm thinking, okay, if there's no direct response to Toxapex, there might be there's basically no more backward at the back. So we have a Quillfish and then we have a Gaston. So none of these actually threatens Toxapex in a way. I'm just gonna fire the first Sludge Wave. This will do a maybe 50% chunk. Okay, so it shields. And then now we are just going for the second Sludge Wave. I can take the Dragon Claw, no problem. I'm thinking it's on Dragon Claw and Sludge Bomb. So Yeah, everything is resisted. Yeah, so I guess the guy doesn't have an answer to Toxapex. So coming in back with Quillfish, I'm just gonna let him farm down because I want the switch advantage. And I'm coming back with Annihilate. Okay, so I'm shooting this one again. And then I'm going for Rage Fist. Okay, CMB type. So this Quillfish should be a super high attack weighted Quillfish, which means that the next Rage Fist will at least take him down to the red and then I can farm down. And I still have switch advantage. Like my switch timer is still open, so that's the thing. Okay, so we have 2 extra counts of Rage Fist and now we can basically do boosted onto the Gas Lord, and now I'm catching with Mandibuzz because I want to know what is the last guy. I haven't seen the last guy, but I know there's no Morpeko, so it's a very high chance that Mandibuzz is a very good match. And there we go, it's a red grenade. So yeah, I guess sometimes it's like when you so this team okay, I faced Quillfish at the start because I wanted to know something that was strong to ground types. Uh, like they need a ground counter, so you need something like a Mandibuzz or whatever. So I wanted to use Toxapex as a bait. If they don't switch out, Toxapex will win Quillfish anyway. So they got to switch and try and respond to the Toxapex. But then I realized that they put in Gustlord. So Gustlord is not a very good counter to Toxapex. So that's why it's a bit easier to predict this team. And then yeah, that's my recon. So just let the Reckonate buzz me down, come back with Annihilape, and he auto switch to Gustlord, and now I can fire a Rage Fist. Yeah, I know he wanted to combo play, but yeah, sometimes you gotta predict. Anyway, we have double 1 HP, so that's a good thing. So 3 out of 3. I think in the small cups, you just need to get quality Pokemon, like a good core, and then you need to pair the core with the third guy, which will then determine your strategy. So my strategy, I always like to play out the first lead, meaning that I like to bring a lead which is not so safe, but it can also do a lot of questioning to your opponent. Like the moment my Rage Fist hits and I'm boosted counters, will you want to switch out? Unless you are a fairy type, you I mean it's always necessary for you to switch out because you'll be taking like with very very heavy counter damage. But then I mean yeah, so otherwise I like to put pressure onto the opponent, even with shield star. But in the strategy where I mean if you guys play with like an ABB safe swap or a ABA safe swap, it's a bit different. You need to try and draw out something. And this team also does similarly in a way because the scroll count is so limited. You're always going to be like rock paper scissors. Something's going to be able to beat you very easily. So you got to draw out the most hard hitting Pokemon, which is the Morpeko in the opponent side with Toxapex. Okay, I think this video is paused for a very long time. Okay, fourth match. Yeah, so if you guys have Shadow Annihilate, you can try it out. I'm running Ice Punch, not Close Combat. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I am not going to go for CMP. I'm going to farm one more to 7 Rage Fist just to check whether he tries to catch anything. So I'm shooting out the first one. Okay, now I'm one more than him. So I'm going to directly go for the CMP at this point. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 CMP tie. I will win because I'm Shadow. So Rage Fist coming in, he has to shoot the first one. And he'll be doing another Rage Fist as well. So I need to shoot up the Rage Fist. And at this point, we have a 0 shield Annihilate against a 1 shield Annihilate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire just before he reaches the Rage Fist and then CMP tie him on the next Rage Fist. So I'm going to fire before. So when I fire before, he's at 1 away, or like now he just reached a Rage Fist, and then I can CMB tie at this point. Yep, and this will definitely take out the Annihilate, and now we're on like 0 energy to whatever's in the back. So Azumarill, I can't swap out at this point, so I'm gonna just go for 4 and then fire Rage Fist, which is, this will be triple boosted Rage Fist, so you can see the damage later on. It's triple boosted plus Shadow. Boom, is almost gonna be red. And yeah, Toxapex coming in. Okay, Dugong is a bit tricky, so I'm going to soften the Dugong with my Mandibuzz first. I know Azumarill is basically useless already, so I'm going to soften the Dugong with Mandibuzz. Dugong is going to fire the Icy Wind first, which is no issue. I just need to make sure that I land my Sludge Wave on Dugong and not on to Azumarill. So foul play coming in, he's going to need 2 more Icy Winds to kill me because of the Mandibuzz tankiness. Oh, okay, I like farm down and 1 Icy Wind. I can at least fire the next. Oh no, I can't. Okay, I was gonna get to the next one, but okay, at least the Icy Winds will be resisted on Toxapex as well. Yeah, so I gotta watch out when he's gonna do a catch. He might catch. Yep, so gonna fire in between the Ice Shard animation. That's the key. So if you fire on good fast move timing, I think basically you can fire within the Ice Shard animation. If you fire on alignment, that's the problem. He can use Azumarill to catch. So yeah, at this point, win for us again. Yep, so the Annihilate scenario, you probably win Shadow Annihilate against Annihilate, so that's pretty much the thing. But I wanted to ensure that both shields are down and then go for the CMP tie. He could have caught on the CMP tie actually, to like Azumarill or to Dugong. But I think if you catch on Azumarill, then I'll come in with Toxapex. So it's basically the same thing. Okay, final match. We have Annihilate into Seismitoad. Okay, so on this point, I'm not very sure on Seismitoad's ability, so he swapped out to Umbreon. I was very scared of Psychic Umbreon, so I went for 7, and then he fired, and I shielded the first move, and then I realized it was foul play. Yeah, so what a waste of the shield, right? So now that I know, I'm gonna fire on 1, and going for the Rage Fist on good timing, so that's firing in between the Snarls from Umbreon. So everything here is resisted, but what is not resisted is my counter damage. So I'm going to just no shield this foul play because I don't think it will hurt me. Yeah, and then I'm going to counter down. Not gonna fire, just counter down, get extra energy. Okay, now we have extra energy going into Seismitoad, so firing on 1 with the mud step. So I'm not very familiar with the Seismitoad's counts, so I'm guessing like 5 mud steps to the first move. So she shoots the first one, going for 4, and then firing again. So I think he's going for the farm down here, so but he has to waste another shoot for this if he doesn't want he went for the farm down, but in the end taking extra damage. So now we have switch advantage, right? And I can basically choose who to align Mandibuzz and Toxapex to. And when Moltres comes in, I know it's not a good match for Mandibuzz, I come back in Toxapex. So Moltres, no shields is very bad. Like I think in my previous video, Moltres, I mentioned before, Moltres needs a lot of farm. If you don't have farm, you basically can't do anything against Toxapex. Brave can be, I can survive 1 Brave Bird, but then after that you'll get a defense debuff, so it'll be even worse for Moltres. This Sludge Wave will take it very close to knocking out. Yep, and then I can, so even if he Brave Birds here, there's no consequence. I can just no shield this. It's gonna be Brave Bird, no problem. Coming with Mandibuzz to clean up. I still have 1 shield on Mandibuzz against a Seismitoad. So not sure what moveset it has, so I'm just gonna shield. Then I realized it was just a Sludge Bomb. Yeah, and then a foul play will knock out at this range. Yeah, okay, so there's 5 wins. So basically, if you have a very good core, you don't really need to be worried. This core will serve you quite well. Yeah, and as long as you have good strategy, good core, the limited cups should not be a problem. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video.